Shout out to Infernal Overkill for calling my attention to this new little slice of clown world in which we live. Our oldest and dearest friend, Blaire, the face of cognitive dissonance White, is snarling again. The gist of this new video is her revulsion at minor attracted persons being willing to show their faces.
You. And then right there is the face. So while we're identifying faces, if you see this face in your neighborhood, do something about it.
Yeah, see, so it's that whole do something about it part that's wearing rainbow-colored hair and honking its nose at me. You see, the first couple minutes of Blaire's video was her calling out and seeking justice in response to a violent assault on trans women by vigilante haters. Of course, any Savannah ape worth its salt agrees 110% here. No non-cop is to be treated this way. Fuck anyone who encourages or carries out violence against anyone because of their sexual identity, expression, or orientation. Then came the disconnect. Now, Blaire, sweetie, do you or do you not know what you're doing when you say, do something about it, and keep making these hate videos? I have every reason to believe you'll be pleased when the next map faces the same vigilante treatment. All because you can rationalize it with your implicit and ridiculous belief that willingly entered into sexual acts cause permanent brain damage to anyone under 18. If and only if there is an age gap, that is. Looks like, best case scenario, you're okay with, but not calling for, such vigilante violence. You're definitely calling for state violence. Which, is that any better? Advocating for a fascist boot, treading on those you find sexually icky? I'm afraid you can't have it both ways. Either you want state enforcement of sexual norms, or you want an end to moralizing. You can still join me, Blaire. Throw up your hands and say, fuck it. Live and let live. If you join us now, you could become a powerful ally. Okay. Then she makes an argument that anti-contact maps can't be trusted.
These people probably can't control their attractions. Obviously, it's a mental illness, but it's probably true they can't control it. But that doesn't justify it. That doesn't make room for society accepting them in the same way they've accepted gay people, lesbians, bisexual people, etc. But it's very clear to me that their intention is to infiltrate the LGBT community, as I've said, and they're sort of following the blueprint that LGBT activists have set. Even if we want to go along with their line of thinking that pedophilia is somehow, I don't know, similar to every other sexual orientation, even if we were to grant them that, right? You have gay men and gay women who try to suppress their sexuality their entire lives, and then you find them with members of the same sex, and they've tried to hide it, they tried to not engage in those feelings, and they end up doing it because that's the way sexuality works.
I can't say this isn't valid. Totally. Whether monk, Vestal Virgin, priest, no map, high schooler, abstinence is an unreliable strategy. The biggest difference here is that very few maps are exclusively maps, so the demands on them are not so great, and the exceedingly rare exclusive pedophile will be impeded by the rarity of willing children. Would they resort to molestation or rape? Well, do tens of millions of incels? Nope. They mostly cope or they rope.
So their argument that it's just an orientation, they don't have to act on it, doesn't really sit well with me, and castration definitely seems like a way better option than just accepting them. Which, by the way, that just reminded me, Alabama recently passed a law to castrate convicted pedos, and shouts to Alabama.
Oh shit, now I get it. Sorry, I can be slow sometimes. This is all part of the radical trans agenda, isn't it? I can't support that. I mean, I support any modifications an individual wants to make to their own body, but it shouldn't be forced on others. Come on. Okay, in all seriousness though, I may have to tag team in a friend of the show here, who can at times be better at expressing himself than I can. If you support state or any other type of violence against people whose sexuality differs from your own, then I gotta say,
something's rotten in fucking Denmark, bitch. And if you disagree with me, you're not just wrong, you're stupid and you're fucking evil. Suck my fucking little micro dick, you fascist pieces of goddamn garbage.